Hi guys, the Middle Maniac back again, and this is gonna be my last video for today. For today, I'm only gonna upload two, just because I don't have anything else to do a video on at the moment. But in this video, I'm gonna be sharing with you 5 albums that I used to hate, but now I love, and these aren't in any particular order. Yeah. So I'm gonna start this off with the album Spiritual Healing by Death. Yeah, okay, yeah, even though when I ranked this, like, below, Scream Bloody Gore, The Sound of Perseverance, Symbolic, and even Leprosy, but that doesn't mean I don't like this album. Like, yeah, I mean, yeah, it pales in comparison when, definitely when, comparing it to those ones, but, as a standalone album, it's great. I think the reason why I used to hate this, I know the reason why I used to hate this, because the first time I listened to it, I was really put off by the really spotty audio quality. Like, it is really spotty. Like, some songs sound really good, the audio is really good. Some songs, the audio is terrible. But if you could look past it, like, I've learned to look past that and enjoy the songs for what they are, and enjoy the whole album as a whole for what they are. The only songs that I still don't like are, what was it? Altering the Future, or was it? Yeah, Altering the Future, or was it Living Monstrosity? I think it was Living Monstrosity. I don't know, I haven't listened to this album a bunch, but I have listened to it quite a few times now. But, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's like Living Monstrosity I still don't like. I know that, genetic reconstruction I still don't like. But honestly, everything else ranges from okay to really, really good. Like, I'd say the 3 best songs and are like my 3 favorite songs are definitely Within the Mind, the title track, and Killing Spree. But yeah, I used to hate this album. I guess it again is because the really spotty audio quality. But if you can look past that, like I've learned to, this is a really good album. And also, if you don't compare it to the rest of the Death albums, it is if you're looking at it as a standalone death metal album, it is really good. But yeah, next up are actually going to have these in as a pair. Are the 2 Paul Di'Anno era Iron Maiden albums. Yes, believe it or not, there was a time where I hated the Paul Di'Anno era. This was back when I was still getting into like metal as a whole, and I was like when I was still new to metal, and was at a time where I was drawn to the more like flashy, flamboyant stuff, like with the Bruce Dickinson stuff and stuff like that, like the really flashy, flamboyant, out there stuff. And as my taste in music has evolved over time, I've been drawn more towards the more gritty side of metal, and I've been able to enjoy these a lot more. I really, yeah, to the point where these are. This is my second favorite Iron Maiden album, and this is my third. But yeah, I don't know. I used to hate these mainly because I was really put off by how non-flashy and flamboyant these ones are. Again, that was back when I was still starting to get into metal and didn't really have a really good grasp on all like the heavier and really grittier stuff yet. But yeah, I love these now. I absolutely love these. Um, yeah, put those there. All right, next up is Inside the Electric Circus by Wasp. Yes, I still don't love the album as a whole, but I have grown to like a few songs on the album. Majority of the first half, like, yeah, the first half I've grown to love. I still don't like the rest of the songs. But the first, like, 6 songs I do really enjoy. Um, yeah, Wasp definitely went a little more commercial. Not entirely commercial, like Judas Priest at one point went, but or like Iron Maiden even, but yeah, they did do a little bit more commercial stuff with this album. But I'm glad that even though they didn't go back to, like, eventually they went back to more raw, gritty stuff with the album Helldorado, which I really want to get at some point. I have heard snippets of it, and from what I've heard, the little of it that I've heard of, like, I really need this album. But yeah, I'm gonna get Helldorado at some point. Definitely gonna have to go through a Amazon themselves don't sell it, but like other sellers on Amazon do sell it. It is one that is not as prevalent as a lot of the others. But yeah, overall, I got sidetracked. I'm so sorry. But overall, I do love the first half, but I still hate the second half. But yeah, I do like it more than I did before. What? Hold on. Oh, I just said these here. Okay, never mind. All right. Another one that I grew to love. Oh yeah, believe it or not. Okay, so yeah, I said okay. So Dragon Force, Sonic Firestorm. Yeah, I did say that I liked it the first listen, but I kind of forgot that I had actually listened to this album once before, not knowing what it was from. Like, here's the thing, I actually kind of forgot just because it's like sort of a fading memory, just because it isn't really that important to me. But I have okay, so yeah, I have listened to this. I did listen to this before a long time ago. But it was like I didn't know what band it was. I only heard a few of these, I guess. I don't know if it was. I don't know if it was on radio. I know I heard them from somewhere. It was like YouTube or on radio. I don't remember, but I knew I heard like at least majority of this album before. I thought it was meh. Like this was before I got into metal. This is when I was like more into like hard rock, or hard rock and classic rock. But I was like, man, this is way too fast. This is way too um, just all over the place. But yeah, at that point I didn't like it. But then years later, um, I picked this up, listened to it, not even remembering that I had listened to the majority of this album before, and I loved it. You know, like I know I just recently sort of like I just recently like wait a minute. There were a few that I have heard before. Had I don't know. I just like somewhat forgot that I've heard majority of this album before because it was just like I guess it was like a passing memory. I don't know, but yeah, I do love it now. Definitely not in like my top three favorites, of course, but it is an album I do enjoy listening to from time to time. All right, lastly, the Death Album 2 by Dethklok. Yeah, it is a definite step down from the first album, like compared to the first album, and even compared to the third album, which is definitely the best album of the three. But and yeah, it has some of the worst Dethklok songs ever, like Bloodlines, Laser Cannon, Death Sentence, Death Support, and of course, Symmetry in Volcano. But even then, it has some really great songs too, like The Gears, the Cyborg Slayers, I Tamper with the Evidence at the Murder Side of Odin, Mermaid or Two, The Water God, and Comet Song. Actually, a large majority of the songs that I do like now took me a while to like, but the songs that I like, there were like what two songs that I immediately liked the very first listen. Those would be The Gears. No, three. The Gears, the Cyborg Slayers, and Comet Song. It took me a little while to enjoy I Tamper with the Evidence at the Murder Side of Odin, and Mermaid or Two, The Water God. But yeah, I do like a good chunk of this album. Yeah, like there are certain songs that are really, really bad, but then there are certain songs that are really, really good. It just took me a while to recognize some of the actual good songs on this album. But yeah, I'll just put that there again. So that's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next video.